From WBON TV News.
July is going to be hotter than ever because you get up to $50 off any smartphone at Appalachian Wireless. 2-year agreement required. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company.
Here in Richmond, City Commissioner Jason Morgan remarks that he's seen a connection with certain businesses in the Richmond area. After filing an open records request with the city, there does seem to be some legitimacy to his claims. What he says is that there's 5 local hotels and motels where there's a large amount of crime and overdose calls that are coming to them. He proposed that a city ordinance needs to be put in place to fine these hotels for a certain amount of overdoses when they occur. He says that such an ordinance would be the first of its kind in the state. Jason Morgan himself filled us in on some of the details.
We've been thinking about this. We've identified the problem a couple of years ago with the hotels and their outside appearance. But it really became an issue when individuals from the Stateland subdivision called me up and said, we got issues and we think we've identified that the source of the issue is the hotels. They're allowing individuals to stay there long term that create crime in their neighborhoods, and it's a problem that the city has recognized, and we've identified it, and now we need to find a solution to the problem. So what we've done is we've sent out our fire department along with our codes inspectors to go in and do an inspection of these hotels, and there's multiple, to see what we can do with the existing laws on the books. And then what I have also done is reached out to a private attorney to research ways that we can create ordinances to punish hotel owners that don't want to maintain their property, who want to continue to allow individuals that are not law-abiding citizens stay there. You could drive by these hotels and see that they're not up to standards. So yes, we've identified the problem. The problem's been identified for quite some time. We've not been very active in solving it. And enough's enough, so we're going to solve the problem. You can drive by and just go down the street from here, or go to any place next to Cracker Barrel, or go to any place on the bypass next to the exit 87, and you can see that these places aren't very welcoming places, and they need some attention. We sent the fire and codes out along with the police to go into these buildings. They come back and say, you know, Jason, there's nothing we can do. They're pretty much up to their fire inspections or their fire regulations. We did find the Himes Motel with straight piping. We reported that to the health department. If there's nothing we can do with the existing laws on the book, I've reached out again to a private attorney to see what laws we can put in place to rectify the problem. You know, one report I got was handwritten, 256 calls in 1 year. Drug overdoses, domestic violence, welfare checks, suspicion of crime. We're going to put the burden back onto the hotel owner to not rent out to these places. And if you do, and we have 5 drug overdoses, we're going to look at putting a fine on you. That's a burden to the city. If our police department, if our ambulance service, our fire department is consistently responding to one location, one address, that means that the protection for you, protection for your family, protection for me is a little bit less. That's a burden to society. It's a burden to our community. There is nothing we can do at the current. Hotels have a little bit of protection. So if you rent out long-term rent, sign a lease to an individual living in your apartment or home, and there is known drug activity, there are policies in place by the federal government, by the state government, and by the local government. We're going to notify you that there's a problem, that you have drug activity. We're going to give you an opportunity to correct it. But if you don't, the government could come in and take your home away from you because you're essentially accomplice to a crime. those rules do not apply to hotels, specifically hotels that lease by the week or by the month. So we're going to say, we're going to report these problems. We're going to give you an opportunity to fix it. And if you don't, the city's going to come in and fine you. And we're going to force you to fix it. We're going to force you to comply. Be good neighbors.
We will be continuing with this series to look at all sides of the issue, talking to EMS, police, and even local business owners. For WBON TV here in downtown Richmond, I'm Marissa Hempel.